Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Indeedee, and Indeedee is a really interesting Pokemon. It has got a male form and a female form, which do have some changes in it. Basically, the female form is a little bit more bulky than the male form. The male form is a little bit more of an attacking form, and then we also have a slight variance in the abilities. So Indeedee has inner focus, so it can't be flinched, and then the male version has inner focus, can't be flinched, and the female version has own tempo, so it can't be confused. Now, this is an update video. I have done a video before on Indeedee, so if you'd like to go and check that out, there is a card up in the corner there. Also, whilst I'm doing a bit of plugging, if you could please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, it really, really does help me out. Okay, so let's get started here. I've got 4 sets. Some of these are interchangeable on both the Indeedees, and I'll make it obvious which ones are. But first of all, we have got a Terrain Extender Psychic Surge set. So Psychic Surge basically sets up the Psychic Terrain when you enter the field, and Terrain Extender extends that from 5 turns to 8 turns. Obviously, do be cautious of other Pokemon that have Surge abilities like Rillaboom and Galarian Weezing, because they can also set up that surge on top of your surge, which basically make yours redundant, so do be cautious. Then we've got Expanding Force. Now, Expanding Force in Psychic Terrain does 1.5 times damage and hits both the opposing Pokemon if it is in a doubles match. So Expanding Force is a really cool move. I really like using it, and the combination with the Psychic Surge on Indeedee is absolutely fantastic. We've got Energy Ball, which is a powerful Grass-type attack. Hits a coverage on a few different Pokemon, such as Water types, Rock types, and Ground types. We've got Mystical Fire to hit things like, can't think what they are, Steel types, and also things like Grass types as well. And then finally, Dazzling Gleam as a bit more of a coverage move. That will hit things like Dark types, which are super effective against you, and also Fighting types, which can be a bit of a problem for you because you're part normal. EVs come from max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. I think I would always recommend you go for the timid nature here, because that allows you to outspeed not plus speed invested base 100 Pokemon, which there are quite a lot of them, and at base 100 it is more uncommon to see the not plus speed invested nature, just from what I've seen from personal experience. So, moving on to our next Indeedee, and this one would probably work a little bit better on the female version, but it can also work on this version also. So we have Leftovers, allowing for us to heal ourselves up, and Synchronize, so if you get Toxic, for example, you can then put that Toxic on the opposing Pokemon, assuming that they're not a Poison type, for example, but yeah, you can do that. We've got Aromatherapy, which allows for you to heal up the status conditions of yourself and the other Pokemon in your team. Obviously, if there is a Guts Pokemon, do be cautious of that, because if they have already got that Flame Morph set up, they will then have to come in again till the end of the turn, wait till the end of the turn, and then get the Flame Morph set up again. So do just be cautious of that when using your Aromatherapy. We've then got Trick Room. Now, Trick Room allows for you to be able to obviously change the dimensions, so slower Pokemon will go first. Now, because Indeedee has quite high speed, you can even run it as a minus speed nature, or you could run it as a max speed to allow for that Trick Room to get set up straight away, allowing for you to then switch out and get another Pokemon in. We've then got Psychic, which is your powerful Psychic type move, hits a variety of Pokemon for a lot of damage. And finally Protect, which Protect allows for you to basically scout out any moves, or if you're up to a Fake Out, for example, that Protect can just really stop that and stop you from taking that chip damage. EV's gone for max HP and max special defense with a sassy nature, so more special defense and less speed, and 4 EVs in special attack. Now, you could always go for max HP and max speed if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you what you decide to go for, based on obviously what you are deciding to run as a Indeedee set. Now, moving on to the female Indeedee, again, this could possibly work a little bit better on the male Indeedee. I didn't really realise they had the stat changes until after I'd kind of created all the sets, and I was too lazy to change it all back. But we have got a female Indeedee this time. We've got Throat Spray as our item, and now Throat Spray combines really well with Hyper Voice to increase up your special attack by 1 stage. Just be careful of things like Throat Chop, because 1, it's super effective against you, and 2, it will stop you from using your Hyper Voice Throat Spray combination. But Hyper Voice is a really strong normal type attack. It's boosted by Stab and hits a variety of Pokemon. Again, I've put Dazzling Gleam just for a bit more coverage on different Pokemon. It hits things like Fighting types, as I said, and Dark types, super effective damage. You've then got Mystical Fire, which again is just a good coverage move to hit things like steel types, which you can't hit with either of your stabs. And then finally, I've got for Energy Ball, but you could also go for something like Psychic or Psyshock if you wanted to have that secondary stab on there. EVs going for max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed and less attack, and 4 EVs and special defense. So the idea here would just be activate the throat spray as soon as you can, and then using the hyper voice. Now, if you used to run this on the male version, you would have slightly higher special attack and slightly higher speed, so that could work a bit better for you. But you can also definitely live a hit with Indeedee, so it's depending on what you personally want to go for, whether you want that a little bit more bulk or whether you want that a little bit more power. It's entirely up to you. And going for the final set, so on this one we've gone for Synchronize the ability again, and I've just gone for a Life Orb variant. You could use this as a Dynamax if you wanted to. Obviously Indeedee being able to naturally set up the terrain basically trumps this, but I thought I would just show off a potential Dynamax set as well. We've got Life Orb here, allowing for you to do a little bit more damage, but it does have your health recoil. Obviously, if you want to go for something else, like, I don't know, even Specs, Red Card, Assortment of Berries, maybe like, I don't know, Terrain Extender or Psychic Seed or something like that, you can go for that. So when you Dynamax, you have then got Expanding Force, which you can then use as Max Mindstorm to set up the Psychic Terrain, meaning the Expanding Force will do 1.5 times damage when you're back to normal. Mystical Fire, which you can set up the Sun if you need to, so maybe if you're a Chlorophyll user or a Solar Power user, so maybe if you're like paired with Charizard, that could work quite nicely. Energy Ball, which if you need to set up the grassy terrain, you can do that as well, just for any reason, like Grassy Glide, or if you've got a Pokemon that's weak to ground type attacks. And then you've got Healing Wish, which you can use as Max Guard when you're Dynamaxed, or later on in the match, if you think that you're not going to be able to live another hit, you can Healing Wish, take yourself down, and then go into the next Pokemon and fully heal them up, so that can work nicely as well. EVs, there are a few ways of running this. You can run this as max HP, max special attack with a modest nature, so more special attack, less attack. You could also run it as max special attack and max speed if you want to, with a timid nature, so more speed and less attack. That is all for Indeedee today. I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.